look, as far as I see it, the SDGs have actually built on the Millennium Development Goals. The Millennium Development Goals had the aim of reducing world poverty, increasing levels of education, having basic indicators of universal health, etc. However, and there was a time period for it, but the MDGs remained quite unfulfilled. The resources which were targeted, that each country would give 0.25 of their GDP towards fulfilling these goals, never happened. And many of the countries, especially resource-rich countries, also did not fulfill this. As a consequence, not only did the MDGs remain unfulfilled, but because of the kind of development policies, a large number of countries actually collapsed and reached more countries, and more people went below poverty levels. The second issue was the MDGs did not sufficiently take into account issues of environment and climate change, and really the war which has been going on weather, the weather wars. And the third, the MDGs did not take into sufficient account the role of grassroots movements, civil society, people, the latest trends in research and academia, alternative ideas. Of course, the UN always incorporates many alternative ideas, but because it is so state focused and the lead actors are always the state, many of the ideas which come from civil society they are acknowledged, but I think they were not prioritized. Now the SDGs is an attempt to cover this. It's a major challenge. It may not happen because, again, the actors in the SDGs will be the same, but the consequences of what is happening internationally are very frightening to those who actually do research, to environmentalists, to social movements, to civil society, etc., which their voices do not come out into the mainstream. But the result is very evident: huge refugee flows, huge internal displacement, very evident climate disasters, very evident natural disasters, climate refugees, all kinds of structural changes which are negative rather than positive, which do not indicate the kind of civilization and development that the world should be going towards. The SDGs do acknowledge some of these, and the actual value of the SDGs will come out in how they are implemented, and whether many of the hegemonic policies which have led to these are at least altered to some extent, and whether people are actually brought in, whether the concern for the planet, and it just doesn't remain as a 4 Ps or 3 Ps, which the UN is very good in doing, people, participation, peace, planet. It should really, there should be an audit on that. It's very ambitious. There are 17 or whatever SDGs and 169 indicators. The indicators should not just be little boxes which need to be filled and yes or no, but I think it should be in terms of a social audit, where people who are impacted should actually show how they have felt. People who live near rivers, near seas, whether they're included, and whether their voices are finally made audible.